So today we will be discussing section 6, project management performance domains. So actually in project performance domains, we have areas like governance, scope, schedule, finance, risk, resources, stakeholders. So first thing comes in the domains is the governance. The governance, there is decisions, there is accountability, and there is overall alignment with the organizational goals. In scope, as a performance domains, it will define, what is the scope of work and what is required to manage and to complete the project. That is called the scope. In scope, we have deliverables also. We have scope deliverables. So we try to complete scope deliverables and deliver the deliverables within the time frame. So the time frame is called a schedule. Okay, in schedule,
Okay.
the planner develop a baseline program, like we develop on planning and managing timelines, okay, to complete the project on time, along with resource loading, cost loading. So there is a schedule, timeline schedule, along with resource and cost loading is there to measure the progress of the project. In finance, finance involves like the budgeting, the estimation, how much the project is did the project is the are the project is on time, or in terms of on budget, or is above budget, or over the budget or below the budget. Okay, where we are in terms of budget. So for that reason we need to estimate the cost, and
Mm.
every time we have to prepare a recap that either we are on the budget, or we are over the budget or below the budget. So we keep on tracking those finances. Then we have risk.
Mm.
We should have a risk register. We should identify the risk. We should analyze the risk. We should manage the risk, and we should mitigate the risk. Okay,
Mm.
mitigation is important, and there should be a mitigation date. This is the most important part in the risk register or in the risk itself. Resources, we should know how to manage the people, how to procure the different materials, or what is required as an equipments to complete the project. So we should have manpower resources, equipment, material resources as well. So all these comes inside the resources. So we should properly plan it in order to acquire those people, or we require those materials or equipments, to so that we should manage the resources properly. In stakeholders, it depends upon the relationship between different stakeholders, like their expectations to meet their needs, and stakeholders should be properly communicated. That's the most important part. So that's
Mm.
why managing relationship is more important with the stakeholders in the project. Here in the project management performance domains, so what is actually a performance domain? It is a group of related processes critical to deliver project value is called performance domain. So what is performance domain? Can you just define it in your own words?
Mm.
Mhm. Can you define it?
Okay. Yes, yes. To deliver to deliver the project value. Okay, what are the process involving there? This is called performance domain.
Yeah, so it is like similar.
Usually.
Yeah, it should be
Mm.
similar processes or related processes
Mm.
to deliver project value.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Mm.
it's called performance domain. So domains actually, stakeholders, risk, finance, schedule, governance, they are interactive, they are interrelated, and they are interdependent. Okay.
Okay.
So they actually operate as an integrated system to achieve the project results. So domains,
Mm.
all of the domains they runs concurrently throughout the project life cycle. So it's not sequential, it's not finish to start, but actually they are overlapping, they are independent, They are interrelated. So that's why they run concurrently.
mm,
So they have consistent structure, and they should support the value delivery, the effective value delivery. And content is illustrative, not perspective. So domains are applied based on project context. They are applied based on the project context. So this is, how the performance domains works. Governance performance domain. So what is governance performance domain? You know, in terms of governance, there should be a decision making, there should be a compliance, there should be, their objectives should meet the organization strategy. That is, part of the performance domain. So if we here discuss the performance domain,
mm,
there should be a structured approach to the decisions and oversight, also
mm,
to ensure that project activities are aligned with organizational objectives, and that the value proportion of the project is protected and enhanced throughout its life. So it means, you are achieving your project values in terms of, structured decisions. Okay, so that
yes.
is called governance performance domain. And also, in governance you should have a holistic view. That is most important. Overall you are looking at the project, not as an individual, but you are looking at a holistic view. So which includes the authority to stop. There should be the decision making is there. Why? Because as a governance you should know when to stop and when to cancel the project. Okay, that is also
Mm,
part of the governance. And it also focus on processes and activities, which identify, define, combine, unify, and coordinate project work.
mm,
So actually, you have to connect the project management. You have
mm,
to connect the governance to the project management focus
mm,
areas. So did you remember what are the focus areas?
mm, mm.
Hmm?
No, sir. Focus areas. Focus areas of governance, right?
No, project management focus areas.
Ah, that I remember. The initiation, planning,
Okay.
monitoring,
Mm-hmm.
then closing. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there are five, no?
Yes. Let us rewind back. Let us go back and rewind what we discussed in
Yeah,
project
there was
management
a
focus groups.
question. Yeah, there was a question related to the MCQ.
Focus. It is where is the initiation planning? Yeah, focus on value. Anyways, but that is,
Mm,
yeah. But we discussed in focus area
mm,
there should be no. It's that is not. You're talking about initiation planning
yes.
focus groups. Just 1 minute. I know it is the same, but
Mm,
let us rewind. Just let us remember again.
okay.
Yeah,
Sir, page number 30,
30.
31. Focus areas is written, but it's different. Adopt a holistic view also. There is a focus areas.
Mm, okay. Anyhow,
I think in the previous slide we studied them.
where? Not here.
No, in seventh edition, I think.
Yeah, we discussed this one in seventh edition, right? That's why,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. This
Mm,
actually is the same: initiation, planning, monitoring, and controlling, closing. So, but
okay,
we will come up, with this one.
okay.
Okay, governance is applied from start to completion, there should be unification, there should be communication, interrelationship should be there, and there should be integration across the project. So you are looking at a project as a holistic view, but you are also again integrating across the project, at each discipline. So actually, as effective governance, we are, there should be a right decision at the right time for the right reason. Okay, right decision, right time, and right reason should be there to deliver lasting value. So you should remember right decision, right time,
mm,
and right reason.
okay.
Then it can deliver, the governance can deliver a lasting value.
Mm,
Okay, now core governance process actions. First
mm,
thing is the key responsibilities. Establish governance framework aligned to strategy, operation, and ethics. So there should be a framework. There should be standard framework. Then
mm,
define roles and responsibilities. So roles and responsibilities should be defined, and then there should be effective communication. Okay, and also again monitor and manage dependencies. Risks, issues, and
mm,
escalations. So if there is some issues that can be escalated also. Okay, in governance.
okay. Okay.
Feedback mechanism should be there, from the staff or from the stakeholders, to adapt to the governance, so we should make changes again to adapt our governance style. Then a regulatory and legal compliance should be there. Okay,
Okay.
and independent interdependencies across performance domains to support collaboration and smooth transition,
Mm,
and balance competing demands and evaluating alternative approaches, continuously assessing and improving governance to enhance outcomes. Okay, tailoring process to fit the pro- project objectives. So we should tailor the processes to fit the objectives of the project. This is all key responsibilities as a core governance. How governance support the five focus areas. See, this is the
mm.
focus areas:
Yeah. Yes.
initiation, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling, and closing.
Mm.
I think we discussed this one, right? Anyhow,
I
we are
think I
discussing.
saw this
Yeah.
in the previous.
Okay. Initiation, define a clear desired end state using a strong business case to align priorities and constraints. That is called initiation. Planning, we plan with target goals, and there should be deliverables that enable value. Then we have execution. We maintain shared understanding of broader goals, support better decision, and team motivating during delivery. So once it is being delivered, we should properly execute it, and we should share the understanding at a broader level. Then we should monitor and control it
Mm,
through proper adaptations. Okay, and there should be key performance aligned with value creation. So value creation is important, and then we close the project phase and then confirm internal impact is achieved even if timing differs. So we should implement that, the value is delivered. Okay,
mm,
and the project phase ends at that time. So that is called closing focus area. Structure governance models, how what it looks like, how it works, and where it best fits.
mm,
So effective project sponsor, PMO leader, governance board, steering group, and project manager is called, this is how it looks to us, that this is called governance. The PMO leader or the project manager is
mm,
a part of the governance. So this is how it looks to us. And how it works, on formal and role based. The project manager has responsibilities, and he should also imply the organization requirements. He should be aligned with the organization requirements, and common in predictive or more controlled project environments. So predictive is plan ahead. So this is where the governance uh, you know is more common in predictive life cycle. Usually useful when strong structure approvals and escalation paths are required. So escalations are required when there is some issues. So there the escalation is required. So it usually best fit in where it is best fit in the predictive life cycle. But in adaptive, we have
okay.
different leaders. We have different governance style. Okay,
Mm, mm,
organization governance must align with the broader. Yes, again, we must align with the broader organization structure. which include control
Okay.
boards, committee, and governance boards. So we can have in our organization, we can have committees, we can have control boards, we should have governance stakeholders as well. We're defining project status reporting requirements. So the project status reporting requirement is also should also be there in order for the governance style to adapt or to see where to close or close or quit the project. Okay,
Okay.
initiate phase or initiate phase initiate project or phase. So key output, what how we initiate the project. So there is how to initiate the project. We should have a project charter, okay,
Yes.
which is the
Mm.
authorization document to start the project. And
Yes.
we should be prepared early and maybe reviewed or updated at important points based on the development approach. So timely preparation is required, okay, for the
Mm.
development approach. This project initiation defines us. The kickoff meeting defines us that the project is started, right?
Yes.
The in that particular meeting, kickoff meeting, it grants the project manager to authority to use organization resources, okay,
Mm. Yeah.
and usually documented through a project charter. So there should be all these are documented in a project charter or similar authorization document means the kickoff meeting as well. We can say kickoff meeting as well, which creates a clear link between the project, the business case, and organization strategic goals, which will clearly show us that we have a business case, we should be aligned with the organization strategic goals. So that has to be clearly there is a clear link in that project charter or in that business case. And also it also provide us official record. It should also show the official record and shows organization commitment, that's how the organization is committed to deliver that particular project, okay, in terms of
Okay.
the project manager is managing the project at that particular time
Mm.
or throughout the phase of the project. Daily coordination, daily meeting should be there. There is daily meeting, there is weekly meetings. So short daily
Mm.
meetings are also required to align the team and remove
Mm.
blockers, common in agile. In agile there is blockers, so they remove the blockers for these short term meetings. Primary
Mm.
goal is to increase visibility, collaboration, foster
Okay.
collaboration, and keep the team moving forward. Typical structure is like less than 15 minutes for the daily meetings,
Mm.
where the progress updates are taken, what will be the today plan, and what are the obstacles or what are the issues that is being discussed in the daily stand up meeting. It's called stand up meeting,
Okay.
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 Yeah, so
Mm.
we usually stand up for those less than 15-minute meeting, and there should be accountability, regular commitment reporting, better communication, and team work support. So that will be the outcome, because there everyone will be held accountable and better
Mm.
communication throughout the team members.
Okay.
Project management information system, which is called PMIS, okay.
Mm.
It was also there in the PMBOK 7th edition and 6th edition. It's called PMIS, project management information system.
System. Mm.
It's the tools or techniques, or you can say technology to gather, integrate, and share project management output. It means you are using different softwares like
Mm.
your document controlling softwares,
Yes.
SharePoints.
Mm.
Your data is by emails, or you have system like Econex. Different
Mm.
systems are there. So that system is the project management information system, like the scheduling tools, the Primavera P6, different formats. Okay,
Mm.
different transmittals, you can say also. Often
Mm.
supported automatic KPI tracking and reporting system. So that PMI system regularly track that autonomous. Let's say for example, the Econic system, they usually track how much time the document was received and how much time it was replied. So this is how the tracking is being done, and this is how the KPI is being generated.
Okay.
So deliverables, it is a unique and verifiable product, result, or capacity to perform a service. So that is the definition of a product, of a deliverable, that it is a unique and verifiable product where there
Mm.
is a result and where there is a capability to perform that service. So why the deliverables are being performed, in order to complete the project or to complete the phase or to complete the process. So deliverables can be tangible or intangible. Again, what is the difference
Mm,
between tangible and intangible? Tangible means equipment, building, and report. Intangible means software capability and service outcome is called intangible. You know,
mm.
so
Yes.
tangible can be measured, and intangible cannot be measured. So
Cannot be measured. Mm,
you cannot measure intangible. You cannot
mm,
measure software capability. You cannot measure service outcome, right?
mm, mm. Yes.
So deliverables are the concrete output that proves progress and completion. So once you achieve your 90% of deliverables, so it says that you have completed some part of the project. So that proves
Mm,
the progress.
okay.
Now issue log. In issue log, it is usually to record and monitor issues. Okay, it is also called issue register. We usually use in our projects the issue register,
Mm,
which track issues, how much issues are open, how much is closed, who is the owner, when to mitigate, what will be the impact, and what are the actions to be taken. Okay, and it should be visible and it should be managed as well. So issue can be it should be visible. The issues should be visible in order to manage it. It should not be remembered. You cannot say we don't need issue log, so we are remembering the things. No, there should be an issue log where all these issues are being presented, where everything is crystal clear, where all the issues are visible and it can be managed. So we have see here we have target resolution date, right? We can say who is the owner of that issue, what is the status of that issue, what is the priority of that issue, description of the issues, and then date reported, when the issue was reported. So this is how the issue log is, or the issue report is. Now work performance data. In work performance data, how the work has been completed. Complete based on schedule progress, where we can see how much percent of schedule is achieved. We achieve the program 90%. 90% of project is completed in terms of cost, or in terms of you can say physical units or man hours. Number of change requests, this again goes to the variations, how much number of change requests has been submitted, in terms of scope variation, or time variation, or cost variation, or if there is ncrs, or we talk about quality also. Technical performance measures, it is quantitative indicators that show how well the project technical requirements are being met. So we see how much quantitatively we have achieved. Quantitative means we can measure, we have quantities.
mm,
Okay, it's called quantitative indicators, which measure the technical performance. So it can be measured there. How much work is complete, the amount of work completed that has been finished during a specific reporting period. So in each reporting period, we have certain amount of work that has been completed. Each week we are saying now the project is like 10% complete. Next week we are saying 11.52, and the next week we are saying 15.6%. So that means in that particular reporting period we have completed the work. Then key
mm,
performance indicators, it show us the metrics used to measure progress towards critical project objectives, is the KPIs, and what is the actual start date and what is the actual finish dates. And
mm,
also we have story points completed, is the total amount of effort completed by team measured using story points in agile. So this is again new point in PMBOK 8th edition. Okay, story points completed. So actually it's part of agile. Here I can see it's part of the agile. The total amount of effort completed by the team measured using
okay.
story points
Mm,
in agile projects. And then deliverable status, the current status of
mm,
project deliverables, whether it is delivered or it is complete. Deliverables are achieved or deliverables are not achieved. Deliverables are still open, and how much it is being delayed, how many number of deliverables are being delayed. So this all comes in work performance data.
mm,
Quality assurance, how we can assure that the quality is being achieved. So ensure project processes are performed consistently with stakeholder expectation and organization standard, policies,
mm,
and regulations. Key benefits, increase the likelihood of meeting project objectives by preventing issues early and identifying and identifying process root cause of poor performance. So quality control verify the design checks, testing and definition. So detection. So actually in quality assurance, we have, there is MIRs, there is work inspection request and material inspection request is there. Okay. If the contractor is not performing as per the approved standard and approved documents, the contractor, the consultant or the engineer will raise an NCR, non-conformance reports. That is
Mm.
also part of the quality checks.
Okay.
So these non-conformance report usually is taken on the in the site, and it is being raised. So that will measure, that will say that okay, this work has to be redone again. Okay, that NCR will say that this work has to be redone again. And there is also in quality control checks, there is design checks as well, because design checks, if often we review the design by third party. So once the third
Mm.
party check is there, so it means there is a design check as a quality control.
Mm.
And testing, in terms of testing, we can say we complete, once the activities are being completed, we have testing and commissioning stage as well in our project, where we test the whole system, or we test the whole in terms of infra projects. We can say we test the different water lines, we can test it. We for electrical, we can test the street light works. So that is part of the testing. So testing is also part of the quality check as well. And we have then
Mm.
maintenance period as well, where there is uh, it's called uh, maintenance period for 1 year, where we see that okay, all those activities, all those work that has been completed is up to the mark of the quality. And if there is something, we have to redo the work again for them. That is
Mm.
maintenance period, and that is we can say guarantee period for any such type of project. Usually it is for 1 year. Managing quality assurance. So there is inputs, tool and techniques, and outputs. So what is the inputs in project quality assurance? We have project documents, we have organization processes, policies, procedures, regulations, we have
Mm.
project management plan, we have specifications, we have BOQ, we have contract. So that is all inputs to the quality assurance. And then there is quality tools and techniques, how to check that, where how we should have an audits, we should have checklist, we have data preparation, cause and effect diagram is there, flow chart are there. There is decision making in quality assurance, and process improvement or problem solving. So all these come under tool and techniques, where we have audits, at after 6 months we have audit, or maybe at the completion of the project we have audit. So there is an audit scenario is also there in the project. And then we have outputs, where we have quality reports, change requests, or we update the project management plan. Okay, or the project documents are being updated. And there is so many things we have to deliver in terms of quality as an output. We have to close the NCRs, we have to close the SORs, site observation reports. So that is the output of the quality in terms of managing them. This is cause and effect diagram. In the cause and effect diagram, it's called, the problem statement is the effect is called the head of the fish. So this is actually the head of the fish, and these are potential causes, branches into categories and sub causes. So these are the potential causes. Okay, and this
Mm.
is the problem. These are the problem,
Mm.
and these are
Okay.
the causes, and this is the problem. Okay,
Problem. Mm.
visual tool to identify the root cause of a problem. So you have causes here, and you can see this is the problem. So this is called cause and effect diagram, or before it was also called fishbone diagram. Usually we used to say this one fishbone diagram in PMBOK 7th edition or 6th edition.
Oh, okay.
Here the flow charts, in quality we have flow chart as well, where there is decision points, there is loops. It is usually useful to understand how a procedure really works, and what are the outlining
Mm.
processes, and finding
Mm.
improvement and opportunities,
Human opportunities.
yeah, in the flow charts. Procurement audits uh, is usually, structured review of project procurement processes, including contracts and contracting activities. So in audits, there is obligations should be written in terms of the procurement contract, and there should be finding which should be shared with both users and sellers, and result may lead to project adjustment when needed. So all this procurement audit, once it is there between buyer and seller, so it will show us the project adjustments. This is the outcome of the procurement audit. Then we have quality audit in terms of, who can conduct the quality audit. The QA/QC manager, or the PMO, or the
Mm.
external auditor, or the internal audit department can conduct the quality audits. So it is usually scheduled. It is usually scheduled after 6 months or after 3 months there is an audit. So it is there in the quality management plan that how this audit will happen and what are the requirements of the audit. Can confirm implementation of approved change request. The updates, corrective actions. What are the corrective actions that has to be taken?
Mm.
Every audit has corrective actions. What are the repairs? What are the preventive measures to be taken? What are the preventive actions that has to be taken? And there should be root cause analysis also. Okay, lesson learned at the completion of the project, and there should be continuous improvement. So this all comes under the quality audit.
Yeah.
A risk audit assess the effective of the risk management
Yes,
process,
correct.
and who is responsible. The project manager ensures the audit happen at the right frequency. It means there is timings. So it is there in the project quality management plan, where it says after how many months the risk audit should happen, and how it is being done. It should be done on a routine project review meeting as well. You can say in routine meetings as well, and there should be a format and objectives should be clearly defined before conducting any audit or before conducting the risk audit. So this is all for today. I will stop here because time is also running out,
Mm.
and I want you to attend the
Mm. Mm.
MCQs and also go back and
MCQs.
to the
Yes,
slides.
sir.
Okay,
Yes, because yeah, yeah.
and tomorrow we'll start from the key management tools and techniques for the risk audit.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
but
Okay.
prepare yourself, and I want you to complete the MCQs, please, because I want
Sure.
to see you where you
Mm.
are
Mm.
in the PMP, and it is useful, to prepare for an exam.
Yes, sir. You told me to finish 55 questions. I have completed 10 questions. Remaining 40 questions. 40.
Hmm.
So 45 questions are that I will complete it soon, sir.
Yeah, whenever you find time in office, you assign.
During lunch break only I am doing it.
Really, you don't have
Yeah.
time even in the evening.
No, sir, actually. I want to make it. Let's see. Last weekend, I was in the hospital schedules like that.
What happened?
Gynae check, sir.
Oh,
Gynecologist. I'm at the gynecologist.
okay, fine.
Yeah, now it's fine. So now I can focus on this.
Hmm. Okay, please focus, and let
Okay,
us
sure.
focus on this PMP so you clear the exam. Okay.
Sure, sure, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.